What a great set of lightning talks. We have one, this is our final lightning talk of the evening. Go on ahead. I'm looking forward to this one. This is access and share fine-grained access of your K8s cluster. So we're talking about RBAC and that sort of stuff, which is one of my favorite things. Let you get set up. After this, we're going to take a few photos, so stick around. We'll do like a big crowd photo and see how things go. So,
hello.
Welcome.
All right. Hello, everyone. So in this presentation, I'm going to quickly share how you can basically share access of your Kubernetes cluster with, let's say, another team, another person, temporarily, obviously. So for example, if you have a use case where someone wants to, let's say, debug a problem on your cluster and you don't want to share admin privileges with them, I built this project called Akcess recently that can be used to do exactly that. So let's say you want them or another team to be just able to look into logs of a particular pod in a particular namespace. You can generate a kubeconfig file very quickly and share that kubeconfig file with the other team, with the other person, and they would just be able to see logs of that particular pod from that particular namespace. So yeah, these are the use cases. For example, if someone wants to look into logs from Nginx pod from a particular namespace, or if someone wants to have permissions to exec into a particular pod from a namespace for, let's say, 10 minutes, that's also possible. So yeah, let's go ahead and try to look into the demo quickly. So if you see here, I have a test namespace in the first terminal here. Test namespace has 2 pods. And I obviously have other namespaces as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the command line tool to generate the kubeconfig file that would allow me to see logs of the Nginx pod. And that is the only thing that I should be able to do on that particular cluster. So I am going to run the allow command here. So if you see, I'm saying get, and the resources are pods and pods/log. I can talk about it later if you want to. Log is a sub-resource of pod resource. That's the reason we are providing both of these things. And we are actually specifying to basically fine-grain the things. We are actually specifying that even for the logs, just allow the logs of this particular pod. And we are generating a kubeconfig file, redirecting that to a config file called config. So now a config file is generated. If we quickly look into that, this is your standard kubeconfig file. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to export my kubeconfig to the locally currently generated config file, and if I try to, let's say, do anything, kubectl get ns, I would not be able to do this. If I try to see log of the database pod from test namespace, I would not be able to do this. And if I try to see log of the Nginx pod, I should be able to do this if you see here. There are a lot of other things. For example, yeah, I mean, let's say get pods, get services. We should not be able to do these things. In this terminal, I have not set the environment variable, so I would be able to do anything. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This is the QR code of the repo. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all of you who chose to put your name up on the Lightning Talks board. We do have some closing thoughts with